No Way Out Puff Daddy collaborated extensively with the notorious B.I.G. and his production team, the Hitmen, during the making of the album. Its direction was heavily influenced by the murder of the notorious B.I.G. months prior to its release. Released on July 1, 1997, this debut arrived during one of hip-hop's darkest moments, just months after the murder of Diddy's close friend and protege, the notorious B.I.G. The album's lyrical content was inspired by the emotions that he felt while mourning the loss of his close friend. In the song, Is This the End?, he raps about experiencing the drive-by shooting that happened in Los Angeles, California, which took the notorious B.I.G. The album became a cathartic tribute. The second single, I'll Be Missing You, became a global hit and was the first hip-hop song to debut atop the Billboard Hot 100. Featuring Faith Evans, Biggie's widow, and 112, the song sampled The Police's Every Breath You Take and became one of the biggest hits of the decade. Topping the charts in 34 countries and selling 24 million global units, it's the best-selling physical single by a woman in music history and went diamond in the United States. The album opened with the defiant Can't Nobody Hold Me Down featuring Mace, which became Diddy's first #1 single. Victory, featuring Biggie and Busta Rhymes, showcased aggressive cinematic production, while Been Around the World and It's All About the Benjamins became massive hits. The album featured an all-star roster including Jay-Z, Lil Kim, the LOX, Foxy Brown, and numerous bad boy artists. Upon release, No Way Out achieved major commercial success, debuting at #1 on the Billboard 200 with first-week sales exceeding 561,000 copies. The album also received critical acclaim, and earning 5 nominations at the 40th Annual Grammy Awards, including a win for Best Rap Album. It remains Puff Daddy's best-selling album with over 7 million copies shipped in the United States. However, critics noted the album's heavy reliance on sampling hits from past decades. The production borrowed liberally from recognizable songs, leading to debates about originality versus innovation. Despite this criticism, a No Way Out defined late 90s hip-hop's shiny suit era and established Diddy as a commercial force. Forever, Combs' second solo studio album was released by Bad Boy Records on August 24, 1999 in North America, and in the UK on the following day. It reached #2 on the Billboard 200 and #1 on the top R&B/hip hop albums chart. After the massive success of No Way Out, expectations were sky high for Diddy's sophomore effort. Up Forever attempted to build on the previous album's formula while exploring new sonic territory. The lead single, PE 2000, featured production that leaned into Y2K-era futurism, while Satisfy You, featuring R. Kelly, became a top 3 hit. The album featured collaborations with R. Kelly, Jay-Z, Redman, Busta Rhymes, and Bizzy Bone. Combs' second and third studio albums, Forever, 1999, and The Saga Continues, 2001, were met with commercial success, but generally mixed reviews. Critics began questioning Diddy's artistic direction, noting that the album felt safe and formulaic compared to the emotional urgency of No Way Out. Forever represents a period of transition for P. Diddy, as he sought to balance the demands of his growing business empire with his passion for music. Despite the challenges, the album remains an important part of his discography. The album sold over 1 million copies and was certified platinum, but failed to match the cultural impact of his debut. The Saga Continues. In June 2001, Combs ended Bad Boy's distribution deal with Arista Records, gaining full control of the label, its catalog, and its roster of artists. The Saga Continues, released on July 10th in North America, was the last studio album released by the joint venture. This marked a new chapter for Diddy, who had officially changed his name from Puff Daddy to P. What Diddy? The album reached #2 on the Billboard 200 and the top R&B/hip hop albums charts, and was eventually certified platinum. It is the only studio album under the P. Diddy name, and the first album by Sean Combs not to feature any guest appearances by Jay-Z or Lil Kim. The album was released as P. Diddy and the Bad Boy Family, emphasizing its collaborative nature. The lead single Bad Boy for Life became a cultural anthem with its defiant message, and star-studded music video featuring celebrity cameos from Ben Stiller, Snoop Dogg, and others. The track's message of longevity and resilience resonated, becoming one of Diddy's signature songs. Additional singles included Diddy featuring the Neptunes, which showcased Pharrell and Chad Hugo's innovative production. The album featured bad boy artists including Black Rob, G. Depp, and Faith Evans, maintaining the label's collaborative spirit. The album's reception was positive, with critics praising its production and the chemistry between P. Diddy and the featured artists. The saga continues serves as a testament to P. Diddy's ability to adapt and thrive in a rapidly changing music landscape. Press Play following the release of his U.S. chart-topping fourth album Press Play, 2006, Combs formed the musical trio Diddy, Dirty Money. After a 5-year hiatus from solo albums, Diddy returned with his most experimental and ambitious project to date. Press Play, released on October 17, 2006, marks P. Diddy's return to the spotlight after a 5-year hiatus from releasing solo albums. The album debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200, reaffirming P. Diddy's status as a powerhouse in the music world. Press Play embraced a more contemporary sound, blending hip-hop with dance, electronic, and pop elements. The album featured an impressive roster of collaborators, including Christina Aguilera on Tell Me, Big Boy on The Future, Kanye West, Nas, and Keisha Cole. The production came from cutting-edge producers, including Timbaland, Just Blaze, and Danja. The album's sonic diversity showcased Diddy's willingness to experiment, incorporating club-ready tracks alongside introspective moments. Come to Me, featuring Nicole Scherzinger, became a top 10 hit, while Last Night, featuring Keisha Cole, dominated urban radio. Critics praised the album's production values and Diddy's ability to assemble talent, though some questioned his lyrical contributions. Press Play sold over 170,000 copies in its first week and was certified gold, marking Diddy's return to commercial dominance and proving he could compete in the changing musical landscape of the mid-2000s. Last Train to Paris. In 2009, he formed the musical group Diddy, Dirty Money, with R&B singers Kalena Harper and Don Richard. They signed with Bad Boy, which was an imprint of Interscope Records at the time, as a collaborative act. This collaborative album represented Diddy's most artistic and conceptual project. Their fifth single, Coming Home, featuring Skylar Grey, was released in November 2010 and peaked at #11 on the Billboard Hot 100. The following month, their debut studio album, The Last Train to Paris, 2010, was released to critical and commercial success, peaking at #7 on the Billboard 200. The album incorporated dance pop, electro, and progressive house elements, moving away from traditional hip-hop toward a more European-influenced sound. The concept followed a romantic journey across various cities, with each track representing a different chapter. Featured artists included Drake, Lil Wayne, Rick Ross, Chris Brown, and Grace Jones. More Hello, Good Morning, featuring T, I became a club hit, while Coming Home became an emotional anthem about redemption and return. The album received positive reviews for its cohesive vision and Diddy's willingness to take creative risks, though commercial performance was modest compared to his earlier solo work. Despite this, the trio disbanded 2 years later, and Combs has since admitted that the album's reception, which he deemed to be disappointing, dampened his musical inspiration for several years. The Love album Off the Grid, Diddy's last full-length album release, was over a decade ago, with Last Train to Paris in 2010. Since then, he's been busy building his empire and making his mark in various industries. With the Love album Off the Grid, Diddy makes a triumphant return to his roots in music, promising fans a fresh perspective and a taste of his musical evolution. Released on September 15, 2023, this album marked Diddy's return after a 13-year absence from releasing full-length projects. Recorded under his new moniker Love, or Brother Love, the album explored themes of love, healing, and unity. The Love album Off the Grid features an impressive lineup of collaborations and guest appearances like the Queen of Hip-Hop Soul, Mary J. Blige, Justin Bieber, Busta Rhymes, Jacquees, Summer Walker, French Montana, The Weeknd, Jasmine Sullivan, Tiana Taylor, Ty Dolla $ign, and so many more. The album blended R&B, hip-hop, and soul, showcasing Diddy's ability to curate talent and create cohesive musical experiences. Tracks explored mature themes of love, relationships, and personal growth, reflecting Diddy's evolution as both an artist and a person.